Major League Baseball legend and Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson recently opened up about the severe racism he endured while playing in Alabama, describing his experiences as something he wouldn't wish on anyone. Jackson, now 78, was one of several black baseball stars present at Rickwood Field in Birmingham on Thursday for a Negro League tribute game between the San Francisco Giants and St. Louis Cardinals. The return to this historic field was deeply emotional for Jackson, who vividly recalled the racial hostility he faced during his early career. Reflecting on his time playing in Alabama, Jackson recounted harrowing instances of racial abuse, including being called slurs and denied service in restaurants and hotels solely because of his skin color. "I would never want to do it again. I walked into restaurants, and they would point at me and say that N can't eat here," he shared during a Fox Sports pregame show. One particularly painful memory involved a visit to a country club owned by Kansas City A's owner Charlie Finley. Jackson was pointed out with the N-word and denied entry. In a show of solidarity, Finley led the entire team out of the club and insisted they dine elsewhere. "Finally, they let me in there. He said, 'We're going to go to the diner and eat hamburgers. We'll go where we're wanted,'" Jackson recounted. Despite the pervasive racism, Jackson was fortunate to have the unwavering support of his manager, Johnny McNamara, and his teammates. McNamara ensured that if Jackson couldn't eat or stay at certain places, the entire team would make alternative arrangements. Jackson credited teammates like Rollie Fingers, Joe and Sharon Rudy, Dave Duncan, and Lee Myers for their support. He often slept on their couches to avoid dangerous situations. However, the threats were constant and terrifying. "Finally, they were threatened that they would burn our apartment complex down unless I got out," he said. Jackson began his career playing for the Birmingham A's in the minor leagues, which was the Kansas City A's AA affiliate, with home games at Rickwood Field in 1967. He went on to have a 21-season MLB career, playing for the Kansas City A's, later the Oakland A's, Baltimore Orioles, New York Yankees, and Los Angeles Angels. However, his time in Birmingham was marked by intense racism and the threat of violence from groups like the Ku Klux Klan. "The year I came here, Bull Connor was the sheriff the year before, and they took minor league baseball out of here because in 1963 the Klan murdered 4 black girls at a church here," Jackson said, referring to the infamous 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. This horrific act of racial hatred involved Klan members setting off a dynamite bomb in a black church, killing 4 young girls and injuring over 20 others. Jackson expressed deep gratitude for his white friends and teammates who stood by him during these tumultuous times. "Had it not been for my white friends, had it not been for a white manager, and Rudy, Fingers, and Duncan and Lee Myers, I would have never made it," he said. "I was too physically violent. I was ready to physically fight somebody. I would have got killed here because I would have beat someone's ass and you would have saw me in an oak tree somewhere." Thursday's tribute game at Rickwood Field was significant, as it was Major League Baseball's first game at the historic field, once home to the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro Leagues. The event also honored Hall of Famer Willie Mays, who began his career with the Black Barons and recently passed away at the age of 93. The game saw 60 Negro Leagues players honored, marking the largest official gathering of Negro Leagues players in nearly 3 decades, according to the MLB.